Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, may I...
Non-bank, ma'am.
Sir, NBFC, sir. There is no answer for the question, sir.
If you permit me, sir, non-banking financial companies and scheduled commercial banks, all of them are guided by similar rules. And as the Minister of State explained, there is a process of giving enough number of notices to the bank account holder to say your servicing is not up to the mark, and that in the eventuality of you not coming back to pay, we will be forced to go on an auction. Now, even for going on an auction, there are very well laid out procedure. It cannot be done outside of the district. It cannot be done without the presence of the person. It cannot be done unless the valuation is done. It is also not done at a random rate. There is a benchmark rate the NBFC has to fix, and that will not be lower than 80%, I think, over the last 3 or 4 months of gold rate. And that gold rate is not determined by the NBFC. It is determined by the Bombay Bullion Association, I think, who gives out the rate every day. And therefore, it cannot be lower than that rate. So these are well-laid, tight processes. I would rather have more information from the Honourable MP if these processes are violated. And if they are violated, indeed, it's for us to act on. But the processes are very much in detailed fashion written down and followed by the banks. And the reserve price is something which they have to declare well in time. So I think if there are specific instances where the Honourable MP thinks these laid out norms are violated, I'm quite willing to take the details and act on it.
Shri Manish Tewari.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your permission, may I ask a slightly different question pertaining to gold? In the year 1971, Richard Nixon, who was then President of the United States of America, gave up the gold standard. After that, gold was hardly considered to be a serious financial asset. In 2006, gold constituted only 6% of the reserves of the central banks of the world. In the year 2024, it is up to 11%. China, India, Poland, Turkey are the most aggressive buyers. Even in India, there has been a surge in the domestic price of gold. My question to the Honourable Minister is that this shift away from the dollar to gold, does it indicate a renewed search for an alternative international settlement mechanism, de-horse the dollar? That's my question to the Minister.
So the Honourable Member, has he himself mentioned that it is not the core part of the question, but he's still asking, and I would certainly like to give my brief answer on it. India's, as he observed rightly, the demand for gold in India has not come down. On the contrary, it's going up. And I would think it is very typical of India, particularly for households or small businesses, and it is normally said women, but general households also and women also, to invest in gold because they think it's far more secure and far more liquid, and therefore as an asset class, we see that sustained interest in it by the households and small businesses as much as women of India. But beyond that, of course, the Reserve Bank also is buying gold to make sure that it has adequate reserves of gold and not just a basket of currencies. And in that, one of the currency which predominantly has been held by the Reserve Bank has been the US dollar. But we also have the reserve currencies in denominations of different denominations of other currencies as well. But the gold is also kept in the Reserve Bank, and gold is also being bought by Reserve Bank. But beyond that, as regards an international currency or potential currency, there is not much for me to comment at this stage.
Question number 80.